Yeah, Basement League Plus. Cobb and Dash on the mic, bringing heat every line. CT still chasing his very first ring. 14 years deep, still hasn't won a thing. Alex in the playoffs can't get past the gate. Matt's got the trophies, his legacy's great. Dave and Matt voting down all the new rules. Dash runs the league like a king with no tools. Cobb to back, L's wearing that crown. New guys just learning, trying not to drown. Millie remote drafting from who knows where. CB, Yago, Taya, Jello J, bring flair. Stu with 2 titles, still hungry for more. But watch out, the tomato king's at the door. Dash calls the shots, runs it like a boss. The metal pelting's coming, gonna sting and toss. Basement boys forever, this league's our pride. Cobb and Dash, take you on a fantasy ride. Hey, this the Cobb and Dash show, better check your stats. Previewing the matchups, breaking down the facts. From draft day drama to those title dreams. We the kings of the basement league, we keep it alive. Cobb and Dash, Cobb and Dash,
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cobb and Dash Show. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there's our guy, Ryan Cobb, our co-host. Just want to take a moment to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody in our group. And I know a lot of people didn't think we were going to do a show today, but we're doing it. This is what we do. We're doing it for people. But yeah, we want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you for being a great GM and a great part of this league and a contributor to this league. Be on the chat, be coming to the live drafts. It's been a fun year so far. Cobb, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's happy Thanksgiving to the league, and it was one of those things where falls on a Thursday. Usually we do our show on Thursday, and we wanted to give thanks to the league. Been a great year. Got a lot of great owners out there, and wanted to make sure we had something for you guys to watch while we get into the second last week of the regular season. Crazy.
Very sad. That's 2 weeks left. And my shot of making the playoffs is over officially. Well, not officially, but after this week it could be. Unfortunate year for me, but I'm still thankful that I was able to find a third keeper in my draft this past year. So I'm happy about that. And I was thankful to ship off Baker for two draft picks in the top 10. So happy about that.
Yeah.
So with this episode, we're going to be going in, breaking down the matchups for this upcoming week, and we will reveal our Tomato King. But yeah, we'll kind of just jump into it. I know you have to get off here at 1, so we'll try to jam this in. Just real quickly, what was your Week 12 highlight, Cobby?
Week 12 highlight was I think one was just Alex and Adam locking the playoffs. And I don't like the takeaway being mine, but one thing I would have said I was thankful for was one, not being last and being the 2 seed, which was a huge surprise. And then back-to-back week losses against the high scorer and second high scorer was rough, but it was kind of one of those things I was kind of waiting for my luck to turn around. And I think just the seeding's changing, having Alex basically locked into the 1 seed. We'll see. I mean, he's watching now. I see that. I don't want to reverse jinx him, but then we have Adam in the 2 seed, something I don't think any of us expected. So I think that's been just like how the playoffs have been shaking out is, and like what teams we actually have in here in the buys are big surprise to me.
Yeah, I would say my highlight of last week, I think while it was a down year for me, I think my prowess still stands in this league. And the 1 seed just been pretty much wire to wire, the 1 seed all year long is Alex. Both times he played him this year, he had the lowest scoring weeks. It's like he shat in his pants when he saw I was on the schedule. And it was nice to see how I swept him this year. And even if he does win this year, yeah, it's great. But I was able to beat the champ twice. Half his losses this year came at my hands. This is probably one of my worst teams I've ever had. And I was still able to just dog walk and belt to ass him twice this year. So I think that was the one thing. And for me, it's I want to build on. I want to end the year on a high note. I play CT this week, and I think I play Jack next week. If I can go on a winning streak of beating 3 playoff teams on my way out this year, that would make me feel good about my chances next year. And quite frankly, preseason rankings, I know we have Yaglu in the top 5 for next year. Yeah, my 3 keepers plus 2 draft picks plus this win streak I'm on. We're talking a playoff team again next year. So
back.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, beating Alex the way I did Yeah, that had to set his confidence back as well. I know he's still a 1 seed regardless, but when you're losing to a team like with Wanderlei in it, I know he had a big week last week. If you're losing to Goddard who had a 4, you got problems. You got problems. So there's something going on with that team. I know his quarterback situation is kind of murky. Baker might play this week, but there's something going on with Alex's squad. We'll find out how that unfolds.
Yeah, it just seems as wide open as ever. And like we're looking at two teams like Koch and Roden are on the outside looking in, which I don't think we expected like 3 weeks ago. Despite all of Roden's trades, we still thought he had a playoff worthy team, and Hotch we definitely thought was going to be there with Igbuka or after that trade. So yeah, pretty crazy.
And Alex, like I know him and Adam have already clinched, but like they haven't clinched the 1 seed, the bye weeks yet. So that's really huge for him. And honestly, Alex is it's not really 100% in because I think he's got a shot to lose this week as well. Now he'd not be good at having a 2-game losing streak going into the playoffs. Pretty bad. We'll begin with our matchups here for our preview. So Alex versus Yags is our first one. Cobb, I'll let you start off with that one.
Yeah, this is this is a big one. I mean, it's where last week we were listing our Tomato King, and I looked at Yags' upcoming schedule, and it was tough. And this is one of those games where he's facing the 1 seed after he just got okay. I thought it was going to be closer. He was acting like it was going to be a close matchup. After I saw Allen get an 8, and ZB got James Cook with a 21, I was like, this is over. And then JSN had a 34, and I was like, okay, he's over. But then Yags texted me that he might have a shot to win. I think he's starting to show. I talked about it last week. He's really starting to show how badly he does not want to get last, and this is an unfortunate matchup for him. Again, it is one that maybe with Alex's current status of his team a little unclear. Is it Alex is walking into matchup he's not prepared for, and Yags can actually get his first win, or is Alex going to right the ship? So going right into it, Josh Allen versus Baker. I think Josh Allen's going to have it even if Baker plays. If he doesn't, who do the Bears play? Yeah, Philly. Oof.
Philly, yeah.
These are rough QB matchups for him. I mean, this is going to be an injured Baker or Caleb against Philly, who did just get like Dak just worked them, but interdivision, Dallas is at home. It's a little different. So I'll take Josh Allen there right out the gate. For Yags, I don't think he's going to get him 8 points again, like he did last week. Texas defense was great. Again, kind of just closely monitor Baker's injury, and again, seems like he might play and won't be a long injury, but is it something that's going to linger and impact his performance because he just has not looked right since joining Alex's team. Nico versus Pearsall. Yags is the biggest Ricky Pearsall fan of all time. Did Ricky Pearsall get like a 2 last week? Yeah, he got a 1 last week, and then he got 2 weeks ago he got a 1, and then this week he got a 2, and he's still like a keeper. Like I feel like Yags still wants to keep him.
Yeah, he does. No, I had a conversation the other week. I'm like, dude, I was like, your third keeper is Michael Pittman, right? He goes, I mean, Pearsall, he still might be the guy they're getting rid of Ayuk. I'm like, dude, there's no Ayuk this year already. So, we already see what he is without Ayuk.
Yeah. It's weird. But that's an easy Nico Collins for me. I think I'd pick most people over Pearsall at this point. Not really sure what Yags is doing there. Demon versus Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is going against Houston. Defense is good, but we just saw James Cook go off against him. I think this is easy. Jonathan Taylor for me. And David Montgomery, what has he even done lately? Nothing. So pretty rough matchups there for Yags. Kittle against Juwan Johnson. Give me Kittle. Purdy didn't look good at all last week, but he was still able to target Kittle and in a PPR matchup. Like it doesn't really matter as long as you're getting the targets, getting the receptions. Juwan Johnson, solid tight end. But I think it's just Kittle is way safer floor, no much higher ceiling, I think. DK Metcalf against Saquon. So this is another interesting one for Alex. So we talked about his QB situation, but Saquon hasn't really been doing much, and he's not like and he was a keeper for Alex in the first round. Has not really performed, hasn't been that league winning guy that we saw last year. Kind of expected based off of the workload that he got, but he is going against Chicago. Chicago doesn't have a great run defense. DK is really hit or miss. I think he's still getting like the looks, but I like this is closer than I think it should be with the names we're dealing with here. I'm still going to give it to Saquon, but I think a 17 is a bit high for projection. I think this is a lot closer than Alex would want. And but with that being said, I'll still go Saquon, and then Javonte Williams versus Puka. I talk about this every week, and I hate that Yags doesn't put Puka in his like wide receiver spot. He's got that spot reserved for Ricky Pearsall. But it's a good matchup. I mean, I'm going to lean Puka here, just being in the format that we are with PPR, just a much higher floor, and just the ceiling is through the roof. KC just shut down Jonathan Taylor for the most part last week. So I think that's a rough matchup for Williams. I think that's going to be a tough game for Dallas. So give me Puka in that matchup, and then Emmanuel Wilson versus Marvin Harrison.
I think he's going to update because Josh Jacobs is playing, so I think he's going to
Yeah.
update it to put MPJ in there.
Okay. Man, I mean Dallas's defense is good. I'm going to go MPJ there if he plays. Obviously, we'll still see if Marvin Harrison returns. If he does, like Brissett's been slinging it, but he does seem to spread the ball around. Like Michael Wilson might be the guy over there for Arizona. And if he doesn't play, then Alex gonna have to pivot to like Shakir probably, which is safe, but not gonna blow anything out. I'm still gonna take Pittman over anyone else that Alex would choose here. Yeah, I mean, I think outside of Allen and Puka, I think it's kind of a rough go for Yags with the Ricky Pearsall and David Montgomery start. I don't, if there is a way for Yags to win it, it's going to be at the QB spot where if Josh Allen can dominate and Baker seems limited, Baker gets another 5 and Josh Allen gets back. Like I think Alex is in big trouble and Yags could get that W and start looking at not being in last place. How things stand, just where the other how we're looking. Damn man. It's actually kind of close. I don't love a lot of the matchups for Alex. I'm still going to lean him, but I don't think it's going to be like that high scoring for him. I think it's going to be like a 118 to 113 win. I don't think it's going to be high at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's a chance that that Yags can sneak off the upset here. Like I said, I think Yahoo's. I'm not really a big fan of Yahoo's projections, but this year I think was one of the worst years for their Yahoo projections. Like sometimes I'll see like guys who blatantly are going to be for example, Kareem Hunt, right? They're giving him a 6 like every week. It's like, dude, like he's outperformed his projection like every week, but you're still giving Saquon a freaking 17 when he's like clearly not that guy anymore. But yeah, I think Yags does have a shot to upset this week, but I'll go Alex here for like you said, like probably 119 to 150, a close one. I'm looking at the Thursday games. So based on this, Yag would only have DeMont. And then Alex has Saquon Friday, Javonte Thursday. So not many Thanksgiving or Black Friday games between the two.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go our next matchup here. Adam versus Tajar, the 2 seed here. Pull that up. Ooh, pretty close projections. Tajar's again another strong week of projections. They've been a big fan of him all year. All right, so we got Jared Goff versus Dak. So both these games, obviously, both Thursday games. So talk about the Thursday games. Right away, we're gonna know a little something. So Jared Goff against Green Bay, Dak versus Kansas City. I believe the Cowboys Chiefs game is the highest over under of the week at 52.5. The Lions Packers game is not far behind. I think it's like 49.5. Look, I mean, the Lions, they can score with anybody. I feel like Green Bay's defense is more susceptible than the Chiefs' defense is. I don't see Dak tearing us up. I mean, I can see him have a solid game, but if I had to put money on a team to have like a better week, I'd probably go Lions just at home against Green Bay. Green Bay they played JJ McCarthy last week and they snuck by that game. That was very like ugly. Jared Goff in that line is explosive. I'll probably slightly go Jared Goff over Dak in this matchup here. Not that I'm biased at all, but I'll probably go Jared Goff slightly against Green Bay. What the Chiefs did as a good example last week. You mentioned we stopped Jonathan Taylor, but like, Dale Jones was amongst it in the MVP conversation, and like we made him look pretty pedestrian last week too. So I think there is that as well. Then I believe Dallas has some off the line injuries, so that could be something to watch. Olave versus Miami or AJ Brown versus Chicago. I know AJ Brown had a really good week last week, but like it's so hit or miss with that. It's like pretty much all or nothing. Olave is just consistent, like every week. He doesn't even need touchdowns. I mean, he gets like 20 targets by halftime every week. So just based on the floor and who I trust more, I'm going to go Olave against Miami. DeAndre Swift or Chase Brown. Burrow's back. I have to imagine Chase Brown. I mean, he's been doing well the last few weeks. And Burrow's back. I'm going to go Chase Brown. Trey McBride, Kelsey. Tough one here. I'm going to go Trey McBride over Kelsey. I do think Kelsey has a good game, though. But I mean, Trey McBride's matchup proof. But I'll go Trey McBride over Kelsey, but I do think it's close. Or I do think Kelsey has a good game. Put it that way. Kenneth Walker finally started to get utilized a little bit more yesterday or last week. So there you go. RJ Harvey. I don't trust RJ Harvey at all. Like even in the game against us, they were using Jaleel McLaughlin a lot in that game. So I'm gonna go Kenneth Walker. I like the matchup against Minnesota. I trust his usage more. We know a little bit more. RJ Harvey, just like the one game he was the guy, they gave him like 7 carries. Rashee Rice, Rashee Rice, Cortland Sutton, Jawan Jennings. I'll probably go Cortland Sutton here in that one. Cleveland's a good defense. I like a lot of Tages. I like more Tages matchups. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tasia in this one. I think it's pretty cut and dry here. Give me Tasia 130 to 120. Tasia.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, I underestimated Adams' team last week and just got a ton of touchdowns, which is going to happen. But hopefully for Tasia, that those all got used up last week. But Tasia is one of those 5-7 teams that need to win out and need one of the teams above them, the 7-5 teams, to lose 2 straight. So I think Tasia needs a little more work as far as like points for goes, which could happen this week and knock Adam down in the rankings out of the bye. I think the 2 seed is really going to be up for grabs, which is going to be really interesting to see in 2 weeks who has it. I think Tasia wins it here too, and we're going to have a new 2 seed coming next week. I'll go. Let's do like a 128 to 121. It's gonna be a close one.
I mean, and like what we said, the Aglu and Alex match really wasn't like it's more of a toss up than what we thought. Yeah. There's a potential we might have a shake with the 1 and 2 rankings based on everything that's going on.
That'd be huge. I'll tell you what. We'll get to this guy. Actually, we'll get to this guy next because there's someone else I think in the league that deserves a bye. I want to see get a bye.
Yeah, me too. I think it's the same guy.
Yeah.
We're on the same target here. Next one is Jack v. David Roden. And I believe Jack was the guy you were referring to.
Jack is that guy. He is. He's been one of the more humble owners, I'll say, in the league, which is surprising for a guy that's over 100 points up on points for on the next person with 2 weeks left. Like he's gonna have most likely the points for title to his belt, to his name at least. So hopefully we see him get a bye week again. He's a newer owner, but he's shown everything we want to see in an owner, and it would be awesome to see that rewarded. Roden is one of those guys, has the championship under his belt, has multiple championship appearances, and a guy that, again, kind of like Tasia, is looking on the outside looking in, needs to win 2 straight and needs someone else to lose 2 straight. It's not impossible. So, and this is a tough matchup going against, again, the guy that's been scoring so much. So going matchup by matchup, Stafford against Hurts. Stafford has been matchup proof, and he's looked awesome. Hurts going against Chicago, in Philly a little better. Carolina is a little stingy. I might go toss up here. Yeah, I mean, he has a 17. I mean, Hurts just had a 32 against Dallas. I think I'm gonna go a wash here. I honestly I think it's that close. Hurts is like very like I don't know. Stafford has been one of the best QBs this season by far. Could easily win MVP, and I know Carolina is tough, but again, I think with that offense, Stafford should be totally fine. So I'm gonna go wash there. Michael Wilson against George Pickens. I mean, talk about trade, one of the best. Like we gave Roden a lot of flack for some of the other trades he made, but the Pickens one, I don't think is one of them. Again, we talked in the chat. Alex definitely wishes he didn't do that with how things shook up, and there are a lot of people questioning, like, hey, like Pickens when CD comes back, I don't know if he's going to be worth it, and he has looked awesome. Michael Wilson also, I mean, give Jack kudos for starting him 2 weeks ago. He got like a 30. Last week he did great. So like what a find, and like the balls to actually start that guy has been impressive. And again, good for Jack. So it is kind of close, honestly. Like I want to like say for sure Pickens, which I think I'm gonna lean Pickens just because we've seen it for longer. But you look over the last 2 weeks with Brissett, I mean, 18 targets and 15. Oh my God. It's so weird that I'd be thinking about Michael Wilson over Pickens. Like I think these projections are crazy.
And Tampa Bay secondary is pretty rough too, so it's like it's a good matchup.
Thursday, like I think it's going to be a stingy game. Ooh, you know what? Give me Michael Wilson. Give me Michael Wilson. I think the 15 targets, 18 targets. He's like the floor is clearly there. Tampa Bay a little shook. It's just Casey. I think that's just gonna be a grinder of a game. I think Pickens has looked awesome, but that's been against Vegas. It was against Philly, but again, I think Dak always does a lot better at home. And he's at home against KC, but I don't know. Damn, I contradict myself there. I'm gonna leave Wilson just because it's Kier. I think it's just a Kier pick. I think it's close though. So two close matchups at the gate. Achane versus Jacobs. I'm gonna go Achane. Yeah, Jacobs is back, but I feel like he's been like this. This is an injury that could be lingering a little bit. Emmanuel Wilson looked great last week. I think they might want to do some sort of rotation there. Achane is just like one of those most solid guys you could have. It's an awesome keeper on Jack's part, so I'm gonna go Achane. Barner versus Strange. I'm just gonna go wash there. I think Strange had a decent game last week. Barner was a 3, but week before he did all right. So I don't know. I don't think either of these guys are game breakers. So I think it's going to be a wash there. Brian Thomas Jr. coming back against Devonta Smith. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Devonta Smith here just because I haven't seen anything from Brian Thomas Jr. this whole season. I'm actually surprised Jack is tossing him out there. Granted, I don't know who else doesn't have like the best options outside of him. So yeah, I'm going to go Devonta Smith there. I know Eagles offense a little inconsistent with who they passed to outside of the Detroit game though. Devonta Smith has been a lot more consistent than AJ Brown has, so I feel safer with that play. So give me Devonta Smith and then Jameson Williams against Etienne. Etienne looks great. I think I'm gonna lean Etienne because he's been one of the best like value backs you could have, and I think he had like a little bit of a slump, but he's just throwing in touchdowns every week. And whether it be rushing or receiving, so I'm going to go Etienne, feel a little safer there. I think James Williams a little boomer bust. He had a good 3-week spread, but then got shut out last week. So I'm going to go Etienne there. And then McCaffrey versus Jefferson, easily McCaffrey, even though he's going against Cleveland. He's going to get the passing game work regardless. And I think who's the guy that's starting for Vikings this week? Because I don't think McCarthy's going to play.
It's Max Brosma.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to watch. Like maybe he'll just be like, I'm just gonna fling it to Jefferson all the time. It can't get worse than what it was with McCarthy. So hopefully for David's sake, it does get better. But I'm gonna go McCaffrey there. Yeah. With all that said, I mean, I think that's pretty close because I had the QBs washed. Pickens and Wilson were close, but I went Wilson. Had Achane. had Etienne and McCaffrey for Jack. So I think I'm slightly leaning Jack here, but I think it's another close game that I really could see going either way. I do want to see Jack get that bye and a win here, and then a loss by one of Adam or Alex will prop him up into that bye spot. So I'll go Jack here. Let's go 135 to 128.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close one. Very similar. Like BTJ and Jameson Williams are pretty much the same guy. Jefferson, man, he's really been rough this year. CMC's off. I mean, what's good? What the thing is in this game is it's like because Jacobs is probably going to be like he's going to be playing tomorrow, but I could see them using Emmanuel Wilson a lot more. Like he's not going to have his home run hitters this week, whereas like Jack definitely is going to have CMC and Achane to like put up like big numbers for him. So like with that, like that's going to put him over the edge. So yeah, I'll go Jack in this one as well. 135 to like 120. All right, our next matchup is ZT versus Dash. Okay, I should have.
Ooh.
Yeah, you gotta do this one.
And then you just do the last two. That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is one that I mean, you would think they'd be playing every week with how what we hear in the chat. You know, it's one of those things where ZT has a lot to prove, and it seems like it's easy to bait him into some communication or some chat back and forth, some shit talking, and he's saying that he's locked in. He's saying that he's showing all the respect to his opponents now after the disrespect I gave him shit for in our matchup. We'll see. We'll see. I think he's trying to right the ship. He was on the edge of not making the playoffs, and then he was able to pull out a high score week this past week. So kudos to ZT. But like he said in the chat, it's not the same Dash team that he faced earlier in the season. We just saw your squad beat Alex, the current 1 seed, twice this year. So it just shows that anything can happen. And I think, I think it's going to be. I think ZT is trying to. The thing with this matchup is ZT has way more to lose than you do, and I think ZT is trying to treat it as like a very equal thing, which I just think it's funny and just shows that like he acts like he's not shook, but I do think that he always has these matchups circled. He always puts a lot of effort into it, so it makes for a good discourse in the group me. So we love that. Yeah, big week for you too. I mean, maybe you can sneak in the playoffs somehow if your points 4 get up there. Similar spot with Tasia. Right out the gate though, good QB matchups for both of you. I mean, Mahomes and Lamar versus 2 really weak defenses. But in this, I'm going Mahomes against Dallas. Like Dallas can't stop anybody. Jalen Hurts just had a great game. Granted, most of that was in the first half, and then Lamar just has not looked right since coming back from that injury. He hasn't really. I mean, he did well, I think, the first game, and then the last 2 weeks he's been kind of stinking it up. And now Cincinnati is a good matchup, but I like Mahomes here. I just trust Mahomes a little more. I think the floor is clearly higher based off of what we've seen over Lamar, and then again, just going against Dallas' defense. I think this is going to be a huge matchup for you. If Lamar stinks it up like he has the last 2 weeks, which I don't think he will. But like this could be a Mahomes 40-point game against Dallas. So I think that's going to be a good one to watch. Mahomes in that one, and then you have the sack with Worthy versus Amon-Ra. I mean, I'm going to go Amon-Ra there, but it's one of those things where I think when's the last time Worthy got a touchdown? Yeah, like 5 weeks ago. So maybe, I mean, if there's going to be a time, this would be the time the stack pays off. And I can already see the chats coming up on Thanksgiving. That'd be hilarious. I like that you guys have a lot of Thursday, Friday games. I think was it the Yags Alex game that didn't. So I'm glad we have one matchup to really pay attention to. But Amon-Ra is just so consistent. Like he's getting double-digit targets like all the time. Yeah, really good offense. Jahmyr Gibbs against Bucky Irving. Finally getting to see Bucky come back, and honestly, like I think it's a great timing with Baker's injury. I think they're going to have to lean on him, even if it's like check downs. Like I think they've clearly been missing that piece in the offense just because like Sean Tucker has looked solid, but like they really haven't gotten the work done like Bucky had been able to. I think I'm still gonna lean Gibbs just because Jameer Gibbs is, I mean, right behind. I think Jonathan Taylor, CMC, Gibbs, and like A-Chain are like their own tier of running backs that I'm probably not going to pick people over. I do think Bucky could be in that tier. We haven't seen him for this long, so we just need to see where he's at. And I think he's supposed to practice all week, which is great. So I think that's at the close one. I'm going to go Gibbs. Gadsden versus Goddard. I mean, like, gonna go wash there. Like Gadsden had that 2-week spread. I think I'm gonna lean Goddard just because I think he's gonna get that. Like he's just a touchdown machine. Like he seems more guaranteed for a touchdown over Gadsden does, and Gadsden really came back down to earth after that huge 2-week span where we thought he was like the next great tight end for the season. It kind of came back down to earth there. So give me Goddard. Kareem Hunt versus Warren. Kareem Hunt has looked great. I don't know what these projections or is Pacheco supposed to come back? Is that why?
Yeah, but like he's supposed to play this week. But if you looking at his like the practice photos, dude, he's got the Joel Embiid like knee brace and wrap on. Like, how the hell can you play running back with that on? Like, I don't understand how that's gonna be a thing. So
I mean, if he's limited or even out, like I'm gonna go Hunt in this one. I think Hunt has looked great, and he's like, I mean, a great find for you. And Warren, he's just giving up more rushes to Gainwell. Like I think Gainwell has proved that you got to give him some touches. So I think I lean Hunt in that one, honestly. If assuming if Pacheco's back and there's like some indication of like a split workload, I'll go back to Warren. But if that's Hunt's backfield, I'm gonna go Hunt. Adunze versus Wandale. That was an awesome game last week from Wandale. I started him in the league and I was getting so psyched. And we really haven't seen anything from Rome. So until we do, I'm gonna go Wandale. Like I feel way safer. Like as far as the floor goes from him, he's getting the targets every week. I don't know. Is Jackson Dart supposed to be back this week? I don't.
I think so. He was supposed to. He almost came back last week. But man, Winston looked so good last week. He got.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like it was a fun game with Winston. So yeah, I'm gonna go Wandale on that one, which is crazy. If you had told me even just like 3-4 weeks ago that I'd be doing that, I wouldn't believe you. But it just shows that you gotta adjust every week. And then Waddle versus Ted. I mean, I think I'm gonna go Waddle there. I think Ted's been looking nice as of late. But the Rams defense is so good. Like I don't know. I don't want to. I feel scared playing like anything against the Rams defense there. Like, and then I think Waddle has been just so consistent and safe that I'm gonna lean Waddle in that matchup. So I don't. I mean, like with Mahomes, if you get that stack touchdown with Worthy, Wandale, and Waddle, like I had some more going to Ed Hunt. I had more going to you than I thought. Oof, this is tough. Part of me really wants to pick you here. You know what? I think I'm gonna get you with the upset here. Uh, unless I should actually say that ZT wins, so I don't like get any reverse jinxing going on for you. I'm gonna go. Damn. All right, fine. I'm gonna go ZT. Play it safe. 125 to 118.
How the fuck is that possible? You gave me like literally every one of these things besides like Amon-Ra and Gibbs. Do you think they're going to have that?
I mean, Amon-Ra versus Worthy is pretty big difference. I think the Warren and Hunt thing's pretty close, and that's assuming Hunt has a backfield to himself.
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean, I just the wins weren't like huge. I don't know.
Right. No.
Try not to do any reverse jinxing here.
So there's 8 games between us two between Thursday and Friday. There's a lot more going into this matchup. ZT talked a lot of crap, and he still has he saved a screenshot of his win over me during the regular season, and like that's got to be stopped. And he bailed out on plans to be our referee for the bowl game when I asked him 2 months ago if Black Friday was okay, and he said yes. And then like 2 weeks ago, he told me that His girlfriend snapping her finger at his face and telling him you need to come to North Carolina with me, even though he spends all the time with her anyway. But that's okay. There's a lot more to this matchup than what you see here. And, like, yeah, ZT was hot for the first half of the season. And then, like, now we're seeing his lineup is matching up, like, with my team, who had, like, 0 picks in this draft. And the cream always rises to the top. Now, I may not make it to the playoffs, but I do feel like my team is going to make a statement here against him for multiple reasons. And let's just say ZT's not going to have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. So I win this week. I think I'm a high scorer this week also. We're going to go 145 to 115. ZT gets dominated. And it starts at noon tomorrow in the Lions game.
Love it. Love it.
Poor ZT. Guy just takes up the rear all the time, doesn't he?
He welcomes it.
He does. I think he likes it, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, our next one is ZB versus Hotch. Chief and Darts versus Hotch. Tua. Hotch looked like a team that a lot of people were fearful of for a little while there this season. ZB was a team that started off hot and then slowly. Oh, Jack liked the prediction? Hell yeah. Always, buddy. We're always dropping bangers on the show. Hotch was a team that a lot of people thought was going to be a scary team once they made the playoffs. But just injuries after injuries after injury, suspensions. I mean, you name it, he kind of dealt with the season. ZB was a team that started off hot, then which like everyone thought, oh, this team's a bum team, and then all of a sudden, like boom, he started like JSN. Once JSN started cooking, and that was pretty much it. And then Devontae Adams kind of continued. Actually, no, it was JSN mixed with the Travion Henderson. Once Travion Henderson started cooking, that's when ZT's team started to come back alive. And he's a 5th seed right now, so I think all he has to do is win this week, and he's locked in. So let's just get to the matchups here. We got the Monday night matchup, Jackson Dart versus New England, and then Drake May versus Jackson Dart. On the other hand, I'm going to go Drake May here because the Giants' horrible secondary. I mean, we saw last week was like 34 to 27 in that Lions game. I think Drake May's going to have a great game. Interesting that he did not have as good of a game as I thought he would against Cincinnati's defense last week, which is surprising. But I think the Giants' defense is also bad, so another bounce back spot for the MVP to be maybe. So I'll get Drake May for Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart coming back from injury, so I don't know how they're going to utilize him. And it's first game without Dayball too, so we'll see how he's utilized differently. JSN versus Ibuka. I love Ibuka. Very contingent on Baker, but JSN is matchup proof. JSN is the best receiver in the league. He's on pace for break like every record this year, which is pretty wild. And that was just like, I mean, we always talk about how Hotch does so many trades that some of these trades he's going to lose eventually. And like the JSN one, like I think he got the 3rd and the 5th for JSN. I mean, I think he would love to have those back. I would love to see who he got with those 3rd and 5th round picks. But JSN here, James Cook, Quinshon Judkins. I'll probably go Quinshon Judkins just based on volume. I don't know. I mean, Pittsburgh does have a really good run defense. I think it's going to be more of a Josh Allen game. Especially at the way they looked last week. So give me Quinshon Judkins, and I think with Shedeur there, I mean, they ran the ball a lot last week, and they did wildcat formations. They don't trust Shedeur at all, which naturally they shouldn't. But I'll go with Judkins. Schultz versus Bowers. I'll go Brock Bowers. I think with Chip Kelly gone in that offense this week, I think they decided to feature Brock Bowers, their guy. I think they're going to try to get him the ball as much as possible. With Chip Kelly's offense, for some reason, they weren't getting the ball to Bowers consistently enough. They weren't running the ball a lot. So I'm going to go Bowers here, I think, with a new offensive mind back there. I think they try to go with the tight end to feature him more. Devontae Adams versus CeeDee Lamb. Devontae Adams has been just a solid guy this year. And CeeDee Lamb's been awesome, too. God. I think if McDuffie travels with CeeDee Lamb, I think it's going to be tough for CeeDee Lamb to have a big game. I can see Devontae Adams having a solid game. And I believe that guy who punched Morig, the dude who punched Jauan Jennings in the nuts, he's got suspended, so they're without some secondary help. I could see Devontae Adams having a good game. So I'll go Devontae Adams. I think there's a safer floor there than CeeDee Lamb. Travion versus the Giants. Jamar Chase versus Baltimore. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, they're giving him a 20 projection for that. Jesus. Wow. That's tough. Man, And Travion, like his speed is very reminiscent of Jahmyr Gibbs, and we saw Jahmyr Gibbs have like multiple 60-yard runs against the Giants defense. Chase has Burrow back. God, I'll go Wash here. I think both these guys are gonna have good weeks. I want to lean.
Wow.
I want to lean Travion. I'll probably, you know what? I'll lean Travion. When I saw what Gibbs did to that defense last week, I can't let him do that. So I'll go Anderson. Pollard versus QJ. Well, yeah, Hodge's team, man. He was relying on QJ for the first few weeks of the season with that hot start, and then he came back to reality. I'm gonna go Tony Pollard, just more volume. So with all that, it seems like I give it a Hodge. Actually, I mean, Hodge wins. I think it's a close one though. I'll go 130, 135 Hodge.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is gonna be a high scoring one for sure. Oh man, it's tough. I think I'm really interested to see if Henderson keeps getting the lion's share of the carries there, and I without Baker, a healthy Baker like Ibuka, I think the QB difference here is going to be the biggest part with Drake May. I do think Jamar Chase is a little better than Henderson here. I get the reasoning. I also don't think Pollard is that much better than Judkins, even if he only gets like 3 targets. So I am going to lean Hodge here, which I think ZB, I mean, kudos to him coming back from where he was. He was started season 3-0 and then went on a 5-game losing streak, and I was on a 4-game winning streak. Love to see it, but unfortunately, I do have Hodge winning this one. Similar high score, yeah. I think I'm gonna go like a 138 to like 132. I think it's gonna be close and high scoring. Fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll come. And it seems like it'll come down to Monday night, so you have a mix of like the tomorrow games, also mixed with tomorrow on Monday. So
great mix.
So is there 2 games on Monday, or is there just 1 game, just the Giants and the Patriots?
I think it's just Giants Pats.
Okay, not bad. That'll be fun. All right, so now our final matchup is Cobb versus Stu. We have the team name battle here, which a lot of people think when people click on Cobb's Irish, but they think it's your team. All right, so now let's get to it. All right, final matchup of the week here. Bo Nix at Washington. Justin Herbert versus the Raiders. Now, I'm probably going to lean Bo Nix here. Commanders defense is bad. Justin Herbert, I mean, he's great, but like his offensive line is not good. Like he's out both his tackles. He's got guys starting, and they hadn't started there before this season. And right tackle, I believe they're down. They're starting right and a backup guy, so they have they're down like multiple guys here. So it's not going to be easy for him. And you got Crosby on that side. It's tough. I don't like Bo Nix at all, but I think the matchup wise, I think it favors Bo Nix a little bit more than it does Justin Herbert. So give me Bo Nix. Jakobi Meyers.
I'll wait until I talk about my team. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Zay Flowers, Jakobi Meyers. I'll go Zay Flowers. Cincinnati defense is horrible. Give me Zay. Jakobi Meyers, BTJ might be back, so he's not going to get the same volume he got last week. Maybe he does, but I don't see that. Breece Hall versus Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry against the horrible Bengals defense. I'm going to go Derrick Henry. Again, Breece Hall did look good last week with Tyrod, but I think I trust Derrick Henry in this Thursday night game more. Hunter Henry versus Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren was kind of beasted last week. Hunter Henry looked good last week. Did Stu win that trade? No. I'll go Tyler Warren, just safer play there. But I do think Hunter Henry could have a good week against the Giants. But I'll go Tyler Warren. Tough matchup, but I feel like Daniel Jones will be checking down a lot in that matchup because I think the Pittmans, Josh Downs, and Al Pierce won't be doing anything on the outside. So I think they check down a lot to Tyler Warren, get him more involved like they didn't do last week. Keenan Allen, the battle of the Chargers receivers. Keenan Allen versus Ladd McConkey. Give me Ladd. Keenan Allen's kind of fallen off since the first half of the season, but Ladd's been great. Troy Franklin, Bijan Robinson. Give me Bijan. Although Stu has a chance for John Mechie. Jesus, dude. Bijan over Troy Franklin. He's got a chance for the stack with that one. And then the last one is Kyron, who was pretty disappointing last week. And also what's disappointing about Kyron this year is that, like, because that passing attack, Sean McVay's become really pass happy all of a sudden. When they get down in the red zone, they're not running it like they did last year. They're fucking passing it every time, which is obnoxious if you're a Kyron Williams owner. John Mechie, who has stepped up as their number one receiver without Garrett Wilson. Kind of key, maybe a keeper. If they trade Garrett Wilson, John Mechie's a guy next year, Stu, a keeper. I'll go Kyron Williams, a safer play there. So outside of the Bo Nix Herbert thing, I think I have everything going your way. So I'm going to go Cobb over Stu, 127 to 105.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think so. Joe Burrow is returning this week, and I might trot him out. I'm still waiting to hear some official news of him getting declared off of IR and everything. In which case,
if that's the case, then I would take Burrow over Bo Nix.
yeah, and but it's one of those. Do I like wait to see how like I have the chance to wait and see how Burrow looks because I have the matchup with Stu, or do I just like send my guy right out immediately? I think I'm gonna send him out because I want some more Thursday action. I think it would just be fun. Yeah, I mean, I think Stu just put Mechie in today. He was just picking up some people off of waivers. He took the Ramondre Stevenson too, so I went over to see if he was starting him. Yeah, and like the Kyron point, yeah, I mean he's been solid outside of last week, and it's just annoying to see the Devontae Adams fade work every single time. It's either a fade or a quick slant, just works every single time, and it's just like it's ridiculous. I don't think I would have ever expected that. So goal line receiver. But yeah, I mean, not much else to say here. I think Stu is not hoping to get last. I think he'd be kind of keyed out if he somehow doesn't manage to get last with his team, but I think it's going to be a low scoring week for him. I feel fortunate after having to face Jack and then facing Adam. I had like I just getting off of a gauntlet. I think I faced every single like playoff team over the last like 6 weeks, but get to see how everyone else, hopefully get to see how everyone else plays out with the other close matchups. But I'll have myself here similar, I think 128 to like a 109.
This is probably one of the least exciting matchups of the week, I would say, just because Stu's team is really doesn't really rise to the occasion anymore. But yeah, I would, if I were you, I would go Burrow. I mean, just to have some stock in Thursday night games, and I saw you picked up McPherson too, so there you go. You have some stock. You want to have as much stock as possible.
Be fun.
Yeah. All right, we'll do. We have 5 minutes here. Okay, we won't play the Tomato King intro. So we don't have enough time. So, all right, our Tomato King of this week. So yeah, let's do a 3, 2, 1. And we'll put up our name of our Tomato King. For this week. All right, let me know when you're ready. We'll
can do it on my phone.
We'll drop it.
See if this works.
See if the lighting works on mine. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Okay.
Ready?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, you switched it.
Whoa, that's key. So Yags, huh?
A little frowny face there.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean he's facing a 1 seed. I think it's unfortunate where his matchups are. I think he has a solid chance against like some of the non-playoff teams, but right now it's just he's got Alex this week, and then who does he have next week? I feel like he has someone pretty strong next week too.
He has ZT next week.
ZT next week, so like no, not easy. I mean, it'd be key if he beats one of these guys. Maybe you'll give him some notes on how to beat Alex, but I just don't think he's going to get the wins out of last, unfortunately.
He has you. So and Stu has you, and then Roden next week. So that's not. I mean, Roden's not easy either.
Yeah, I think Stu's for sure not winning another one. I think Yags.
Yags all he has to do is win one, and he's out. I mean,
I know.
He doesn't even match up. I will say, I think it's funny. I don't know if we've noticed this yet, but both teams that went at you this year are the bottom 2 teams right now.
People got to watch out. Even though Stu just won with Cobb's IR spot, so
that's true. Well, and also ZT is also another Cobb team, and he's in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, true. Hit or miss.
Yeah, 1 of 3, or yeah, two of the 3 teams in the bottom Tomato King rankings. kind of fitting, right? You were you're back to back,
Yeah.
and the teams that went after you were like in the back, like back to back
Yeah.
stack right now.
Yep. They had one good year.
Yeah. But all right. So you had Yags. I went Stu. Stu. Obviously, I don't really need to say much about it. We've dogged this team enough over the weeks. Bad team, bad roster, bad management. LeBlanc, just a lot of bad.
Bad.
But yeah. So that'll do it for us on this Cobb and Dash show on this Wednesday. We hope you guys enjoyed the early episode. We hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we will see you guys next week. As we discussed the final regular season week of the season. Very sad, but
exciting.
The fun doesn't stop, though, because we will continue this into the playoffs as we normally do. So, yeah, and we may have some video for the Turkey Bowl and asking people live on the scene what they think about the season so far. We might have a special video, which we will play at next week's episode. So, look out for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving, and we will see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.